It's never too early for a top 25, and we'll be updating our preseason college football rankings all summer to help pass the time before the 2017 season officially begins. Of course, perennial powerhouse Alabama is no one, but whereas defending national champion Clemson in the early rankings? Is the hype around the 2017 USC squad for real? Will the season-opening matchup between Alabama and Florida State qualify as a game of the century? Where do Ohio State, Michigan and Penn State fit in? More top 40 college football players for 2017. With that in mind, Sporting News updates its preseason college football top 25 for 2017. It has familiar faces at the top. Our top 9 teams played in the New Year's Day 6 in 2016, and that includes all 4 playoff teams. September can't get here fast enough, right? Here's a look at our preseason top 25 preseason college football rankings. Top 25 for 2017. 1. Alabama Crimson Tide. There's a good chance the Tide opens number 1 in the AP poll for the 4th time under Nick Saban. We're not worried about the Jalen Hurts-Brian Daboll dynamic after watching Hurts pass for 301 yards and a pair of TDs in the spring game. The bigger questions remain on defense. According to BamaInsider.com, 9 different players had a sock in the spring game. Will that front 7 be as nasty as it was in 2016? More preseason no. Ones that won a national title. 2. USC Trojans. We are sticking with the Trojans at no. 2. Sam Darnold still is the Heisman favorite and potential no. 1 pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, but injuries along an offensive line that already replaces 3 starters makes us a little nervous. The focus for USC is to get healthy before fall camp. More SN's 2017 College Football 2017 Predictions. 3. Ohio State Buckeyes. Ohio State will throw the ball more effectively with new offensive coordinator Kevin Wilson. The Buckeyes' offense looked good in the spring game, and J.T. Barrett has a few new playmakers to work with in running back Demario McCall and receiver Johnny Dixon. Urban Meyer's talent accumulation adds up to another run at a playoff spot. More Sporting News preseason All-Americans. 4. Florida State Seminoles. 5-star freshman Cam Akers totaled 102 total yards in the spring game, and that has to make quarterback DeAndre Francois smile. The Seminoles will answer questions about Alabama all off-season in advance of the season opener at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in Atlanta. FSU is shooting for a 6th consecutive season with double-digit wins under Jimbo Fisher, but the standard is higher than that for this program. More ranking college coaches. 1. 130. 5. Clemson Tigers. That quarterback battle is going to stretch into fall camp for Dabo Swinney, and the winner has the unenviable task of replacing Deshaun Watson. Odds are it comes down to Kelly Bryant against 5-star freshman Hunter Johnson. The good news is the defense, which is loaded with Christian Wilkins and Dexter Lawrence up front, should be defensive coordinator Brent Venables' best since his arrival in 2012. More, it's a trap. Most dangerous games for top CFP contenders. 6. Penn State Nittany Lions. James Franklin is trying to temper bubbling expectations around the defending Big Ten champions, but that won't be easy. Offensive coordinator Joe Moorhead's scheme fits a 40 points per game type profile with 2 Heisman Trophy contenders in quarterback Trace McSorley and running back Saquon Barkley. The emergence of 6'4" receiver Juwan Johnson this spring is an added bonus. Cornerback John Reed's knee injury was the only serious blow in the spring. 7. Oklahoma Sooners. Bob Stoops is out and Lincoln Riley is in, but the Sooners found a few new supporting cast mates for Baker Mayfield and should be the best team in the Big 12 once again. The Sooners open with UTEP, but it's difficult not to look ahead to the Sept. 9 showdown at Ohio State. Knowing last season the Buckeyes throttled the Sooners 45-24 in Norman, Oklahoma. Washington Huskies. Jake Browning threw just 10 passes in the spring game, but the news here is he appears to be healthy and ready to build on a season in which he passed for 43 TDs. Dante Pettis looks fill the void left by John Ross, and the secondary showed signs of progress after heavy losses to the NFL. Chris Petersons will quietly contend for another Pac-12 championship. Michigan Wolverines. Jim Harbaugh enters his 3rd year with the challenge of returning just 5 starters, but the team has built on the strength of back-to-back top 10 recruiting classes. The defensive line will dominate with Rashawn Gary and Maurice Hurst, but the spring game offered the hint of a fall camp quarterback battle between Wilton Speight and Brandon Peters. It's a competition worth monitoring heading into the opener against Florida at Jerry World. 10. Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia's spring game attendance was down a little bit, but the excitement level is up heading into Kirby Smart's 2nd season. Nick Chubb and Sony Michel both returned to school and are healthy, and that's good news for Jacob Eason heading into his second season. Of course, Eason is going to be pushed in fall camp by Jake Fromm. These are nice problems to have for a team poised to compete for the SEC East Championship. More college football's top 25 quarterbacks in 2017-11. Auburn Tigers Baylor transfer Jarrett Stidham's emergence and new offensive coordinator Chip Lindsey's offense is the biggest reason for optimism on the Plains for Gus Malzahn. The tandem of running backs Cameron Petway and Kerryon Johnson isn't hurt. If the Tigers add a consistent downfield passing game to all that, then they'll be a worthy challenger for Alabama in the SEC West. 12. Louisville Cardinals Heisman Trophy winner Lamar Jackson returns, and despite a late-season slide, this is going to be a prolific passing game. The Louisville Courier-Journal pointed to receiver Des Fitzpatrick as a potential breakout player in the offense, but the defense